Oh,
There you go. The magic is finalized, or we've been initializing here for what now? 10 minutes.
yes, 11 minutes.
11. End of the season. What are you gonna do? Starting 11. Back. Match week 38. That's it. Ferris. Everything's settled. It sure took its time to get settled. I can tell you that. But we're all done here. Ferris moved on with us. Ferris, how you doing?
Doing good, but let's do something before it.
What a catchy little ditty, Ferris.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, while we're live, we should try to actually get this podcast underway. No more fooling
Yes,
around. No more
no more
fooling.
fooling around.
Now, of course, we know that coming into the final week, we already had our three teams going down. Ipswich Town, see ya. Southampton, never knew ya. Leicester, adios. We also knew two of the replacements here first. We knew Leeds were coming back up.
Yes.
I'm not crazy about that, but what are you going to do? Burnley returning.
Scott Parker, he's back.
Yep. And we're going to go back to the turf more. Now, that left us one more spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that got decided the day before all the week 38 shenanigans went down.
The most expensive playoff game in the
Yep.
world.
It is the most lucrative match in professional sports, the EFL Championship Division playoff. So we had Sheffield United. I won't say Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield United coming in back onto this thing. Just that was in the league just a season prior.
Yes, they
I'm
were.
trying to do that yo-yo thing or whatever, get back
Mm-hmm.
up. Having
Like Leeds and Burnley.
having to get to, well, Leeds had missed, they missed a year or whatever.
Yes.
It was just a longer string on
Yes.
their yo-yo. That's all. Sunderland somehow has made it through. They get to the playoff match. Sheffield's coming in. I believe they had a 14-point lead over them in the regular season.
That's what I
Did
love
not.
about the playoff, man. Because the playoff, it's insane, right? Because the playoff is 1-2 automatic qualification.
You're in.
Playoff is 3, 4, 5, and 6.
That's right.
And imagine you being the third team in the third team in the EFL championship, and you are 14 points clear of anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And they, you,
Well, let's talk about it.
yeah.
Because first things first.
Mm-hmm.
Sheffield United.
Shout out to Coventry City though for making the playoff.
Yes.
The only reason I'm
Cool.
shouting them out is because of Haji Wright, American striker. That's it.
Not because of a certain manager they have. An absolute legend.
No,
Okay, very good.
who's their manager?
So Frankie Lampard.
I know. I was making a joke. I know who their manager is.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Now, Sheffield United.
West Ham legend Frank Lampard.
I thought you were gonna say City. Gross. Ugh, makes my skin crawl. Now, Sheffield United had never done a couple of things in their history. They got one of those things done on Saturday when they scored in a final Ferris as Tyrese Campbell getting that honor. That was in the 25th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, Sunderland get the equalizer.
Yes, they do.
LGRN Mayenda. That was in the 76th minute. In 5 minutes of extra time, we get a winner for the Black Cats. Substitute Tom Watson coming on, scoring to get Sunderland through. The Premier League is going to be going back to the Stadium of Light. Ferris, how about that?
I'm so happy, man, because them winning it reignites one of the best rivalries in all of England. And if you're really, a soccer lover, one of the best rivalries in all of world soccer. Sunderland, Newcastle, both teams have been relegated, but Newcastle's kind of gotten a new life with the new influx of cash they've gotten from. Yeah, they got the money now. And so they're gonna be a mainstay in the Premier League for the next 10 years or 15 years because money plays, and they're not run by imbeciles, so imbeciles can ruin money. But
to be fair, we don't know who they're run by right now.
That's a good point. We don't even know who they are, but this is one of the greatest rivalries of all time, and I'm so happy for Sunderland. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of EFL Championship. I'm not our friend Trevor Matson out here watching Bundesliga 2. You know what I mean? So I don't watch it. I know it's on CBS Sports or CBS Paramount Plus. I know I could watch it if I wanted to, but it's too much soccer, man. I watch Champions League. I watch Arsenal. I watch too much. I'm not gonna add EFL Championship. It's just too much.
We got a lot to do. We have a lot to do.
Yeah, and then we have to watch TV. But shout out to them. Shout out to the EFL Championship. It's people say it's the 6th league in Europe because people say the top 5 leagues in Europe, and the 6th league is the championship because it's one of the most competitive second divisions or lower divisions in all of the world.
You might say it's even better than the Portuguese division, but anyways, go on.
Well, but the Portuguese league is not a top 5 league, is it?
We got
France, England, Germany.
Spain, Italy. So so it is better. It is better than
the France, Germany, England, Italy, Spain. Yeah. So Portuguese. Yeah. We're not adding the Dutch league. That's what I mean. No. Yeah, that's why I hated Ronald Koeman's comments about Steve.
Any of you Feyenoord fans out there?
No, I don't care. I don't care. That's why I don't like Ronald Koeman's comments about Steve Bergwijn when he moved to the Saudi Pro League. He was like, "Oh, he went to the Saudi Pro League. We need him better competition." I'm like, bro, he played for Ajax in the Eredivisie. Let's calm down with better competition.
And this is an Ajax 1970.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's not your granddaddy's Ajax. Okay. All right. Let's calm down, Ronald Koeman. Now I know why Luis Suarez hates your guts.
Not even 10 Hags.
Exactly, man. And but when you got me agreeing with Luis Suarez, that's how I know you're a shit person. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say. He hates Ronald Koeman, by the way, Luis Suarez. And I agree. But
he tastes terrible. He tastes terrible, according to
yes, he does taste.
Old chompers himself.
Old snapper face. But shout out to him. But yeah, I mean, shout out to them. Shout out to Adelia. Hey guys, what a season it was. Yes, what a season it was. Shout out to Joe Bellingham,
regular co-host.
Yeah, the regular co-host. She's somewhere on assignment. Shout out to Joe Bellingham. That's the only Sunderland guy I know.
Sure.
Shout out to Job.
I don't know if he's going to be around for next year, but
no. I think I saw a snippet of the. So I saw a snippet of the broadcast on CBS. It was Nigel Reo-Coker, the former Wimbledon West Ham. I think was it West Ham or Aston Villa? I think it was Aston Villa. Former Wimbledon Aston Villa midfielder. Mm-hmm. He said he's scared for Sunderland because it's a lot of youngsters on the team and they're going to get ripped apart. They're going to get ripped apart.
Let's see what they do. They get cash. Yeah. They get cash. Let's see if they do any better. It's been a thing. You get up, you go down. You get up, you go down. Let's see if one of these teams, maybe Burnley's learned something from the last time. Maybe Leeds,
like Fulham. When Fulham went down,
sure,
and then they came back up, and them and Villa have stayed. They figured something out. Bournemouth, they were there with Eddie Howe. Funny enough, Newcastle, Eddie Howe, and then they fired him, and then they went with Aldana, and they stayed. They figured something out. We'll see.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't think stick around.
Yeah, it's not
be foolish.
It's not like Como. It's not like Como with Serie A this year. Como with Serie A, man. That first time in like 70 years or 60 years they're in the first division.
Yeah.
Cesc Fabregas, English Premier League legend, is their head coach, Spanish international great. Arsenal wonderkind. He
Champion just back.
shut up, Rob. You know what I mean? Shut up. We don't talk about those years. Yes, La Liga champion. You're correct, Rob. La Liga champion. He did win La Liga, and he's also a World Cup champion as well. So yeah, he's their head coach. He's 10th. They're 10th. I don't know if Burnley or Leeds or Sunderland is going to get 10th. That would be an amazing achievement.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
No.
That's,
If one of them gets 17th, it would be a major breakthrough for English football. But
yeah, it would, because English football is it's completely broken. Not broken. It's completely devoid of drama on occasion. You know.
Well, for as far as the relegation and stuff like
Yes.
that goes, yes. As far as the drama of getting into spots, that's different.
Yeah, the fight for UCL has become a big component now. Funny enough, how
that's $100 million windfall too.
Exactly. It's been
money.
There's a team we're going to talk about where there's a team we're talking about this year that's got screwed out of $100 million.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. But yeah, funny enough that Arsene Wenger kept telling people how UCL spots were important, but now, and he got made fun of, but now everyone wants to get UCL spots. Interesting.
Yeah,
it's like, it's like Arsene Wenger predicted the future.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He had nothing better to do with his time.
Yeah, well, hey man, he won 4 FA Cups. Watch your mouth. All right. Shut up, Rob.
Yeah. He also rolled up the rim to win from Tim Hortons. So I bet you a couple of times. All right. Yeah. Moving on to the actual matches from the final match week. Go through a few of these pretty quick, right?
Yes.
Kind of rapid firing. Number 1, Bournemouth Leicester. It's Semenyo with a brace. He's going to finish the year with 11 goals this season.
He's gone.
Yeah, the 2-0 final. Well, what's Bournemouth going to? They're already going to be losing people, so they're going to lose Dean Huijsen.
They've lost 2 people already.
They're losing Huijsen for Madrid. It looks pretty much assured that Kirkesh is going to go to Liverpool. I don't. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe they missed out on Semenyo. I don't know where he goes, but
yeah, because if he gets bought for one of the big clubs in England, he's depending on. I don't see a lot of starting opportunities for him because, like, let's say he gets bought by Arsenal. Like, there's a rumor he's not starting unless he plays left wing. He's not starting on the right.
Nope.
Chelsea.
Nope.
Liverpool.
No.
Man City.
He wouldn't start.
Yeah, that's it.
You can go Fulham or something like that. You know,
Fulham's a lateral move. But Fulham's so why leave Bournemouth if you're gonna go to Fulham? Like, you're going up.
I think could Newcastle use him? They might be losing guys. They could be losing.
Today they lost Joe Wilcott.
Yeah, well,
Willock.
Yeah, they lose a guy from the bench. They lose a guy from the bench.
Yeah, so I guess, but Semenyo wants to start. Either Anthony Gordon leaves, but Gordon's left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but Semenyo plays right.
Right.
It's not like back in the day where go play. You know, you have no position.
That's the Chelsea position, and look at the wingers they got.
Yeah,
so they got Neto playing both sides. They'll push around Madueke at times, both sides and stuff like that.
Speaking of Neto, man, we'll talk about the goals of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Foreshadowing that Nicholas Jackson goal, bullshit. That should not have been nominated.
It wasn't for the goal. You understand that, right? It's for the Cole Palmer pass. That was fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, then
incredible.
But it said best goal of the year.
Yeah, but it's the build up to the goal.
So they're also including the build up to the goal. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then okay, fine.
That pass was incredible. Yes. Not what I picked. By the way,
me neither. But I was confused about that one. I was like,
yeah,
what is that?
It was a fantastic pass. It was a great job by Neto, who showed so much speed. Almost probably the fastest he ran all season.
Yeah. But then he got injured right after that.
Yeah. Well, he didn't he never lost very much time. He's just Neto is hot and cold. So, anyways, bye Leicester. Get back to the championship. We also should say Bournemouth is going to lose Kepa in the offseason too.
Because he's a low knee.
He's on loan. So maybe they try and make a purchase. I'm sure Chelsea would say, yes, please, just give us anything. We'll take lollipops or something like that. Use of stuff.
There's a
Now,
rumor that they should target Queven Kelleher.
who Bournemouth or
Yes,
Chelsea? Yeah,
Bournemouth.
a lot of teams should target Kelleher.
Yes.
Now, will Liverpool give him up? I'm sure they would, because they look like they want to spend a lot of money again this year. They've made a
Oh
lot of
yeah. Well,
money. So,
one of their rumor targets
yep.
is Florian Wirtz. So
Well, and
you're coughing up over 120 million right there.
for a 22-year-old attacking midfielder,
Yes.
teammates with the guy that they're got in town right now to do physical, I guess, in Frimpong. So we'll talk
Yeah.
about them in a second. Next, we'll go quick to the Molineux. Brentford still had a faint hope of playing in Europe when the game began. They had to win it, though, and they,
Didn't.
spoiler alert, don't. Brian Mbumo does get his 20th goal in the season, so congratulations.
He'd be on the move this summer.
If he's on the move, does he move with Jon Wissa? Because they're such a good pair. Who would I like if you're gonna get like say Arsenal? We're gonna talk about them in a minute. They need somebody. I think I don't. Is Brian Mbumo your guy for Arsenal? I don't think he is.
Yeah, because I think with Arsenal it's two guys. It's two guys. It's two guys.
Yeah.
It's Sheshko. It's Gyökeres. I saw a stat by Gyökeres, Rob, where so he has 93 goals, Rob.
Yep.
In 102 appearances.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's the Portuguese league.
Yep.
And I know it's Sporting Lisbon.
Yep.
But not even Darwin Nunez did that.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Shesko, big guy. Those are the kind of guys because of the way you play and putting balls into the area.
It's Bukayo Saka. We're literally buying a striker for him. Because I remember the game it's against PSG. His instinct is, he beat Nuno Mendes or Nuno Mendes. I don't know. I don't know how to say his name in Portuguese. So Nuno Mendes, and his instinct is, whip it in, and he whips it in, and then I quickly see him realize Kai Havertz isn't there. What the hell am I doing? Mikel Merino's over there. So we're buying a striker for 7.
Yeah,
that's what we're buying for. Because if he whips it in and Benjamin Sesko flies through the air, and because here's the thing about Gianluigi Donnarumma. Funny to me, for a man who's 6'6", horrible in the air. Horrible. Because I saw Kai Havertz outjump him and out-physical him in the air in the first game against PSG. The difference was that we didn't have a striker to impose on Marquinhos and William Pacho. Because people forget, no offense to Marquinhos, he's not that big. PSG wasn't that big. They were pretty short. But the problem is we had a midfielder playing at 9. So, give me Gyökeres. Sheshko's all potential. I'm done with potential. Give me the guy with 93 goals in 102 appearances. But we're not talking about Arsenal right now.
We'll be talking about them soon enough. Don't you worry. I was just looking to see that the sizes are in. Yeah,
Maybe Wisa should just stay at Brentford.
6'5", and you got Gyökeres at 6'2". So I keep thinking Seshko may be good, but for you guys, but. Yeah, Yarkes is undeniable, and there's no way he's going to United. If he's going, he wants to play the Champions League. So right now there's 6 teams he could go to. Count one out because of how awful they are. Sure. But and are they even looking for a striker because they got Dom Solanke?
Yeah, Dom Solanke. Who else? Like Brennan Johnson.
Well, going up front, and then they got Son and stuff like that too.
Yeah, Shushevsky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Kulusevski.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's speak about them for a minute. 1 minute, because they played. They had just come off beating United for the Europa League. They're in the Champions League. They're going to diminish the Champions League next season. They at home.
That's what Sevilla did every year.
The North London landfill. So they win against United on their only shot on target the entire damn game. They come home. Let's celebrate with our fans. And Pasta Costello is almost as much of a witch as you. He predicted, he always wins something in the second
Yes, he
second
does.
year.
Yes, he did.
He does. He does it. They go home. They get a first half penalty scored by Dom Solanke. The second half, they are crap garbage. The Spurs, we all know and despise. They lose 4-1 at home, their last day to Brighton. Brighton, with that win and not looking at any other scores, still had a chance at a European spot.
Mm-hmm.
Something had to happen.
It didn't happen.
Chelsea would have had to lose, get seventh. Everyone else had to basically win. Chelsea would have to get seventh, and then they'd have to win the Conference League. We'll talk about what's going on.
Shout out to our buddy Trevor, who confirmed to me that he did recover from celebrating the Europa League win in order to make his finals. Whatever, Trevor.
What a guy. And he probably even, wasn't even late for bedtime or anything like that. Got home before curfew, which is also.
Well, he is, 12 years old. So.
What is he, 11?
Yes.
Something like that. Ridiculous. Moving on.
See, this is my problem with the relegated teams, Rob.
Yeah.
They were so bad that Man United and Spurs literally were, technically they were dead last. If we're really thinking about it, disregarding the three teams that literally did nothing this year.
Yeah.
They were 16th and 17th. They were horrible.
Yeah.
And let's say if they do it again next year, these three teams, Leeds, Burnley, Sunderland, you gotta get 17th and 16th. Well, two of you, because Man United and Spurs can't be this bad and still be better than you, because that means you are not just you're beyond bad. You're radioactive trash,
garbage.
Yeah, no, not just garbage, Rob. Man United is garbage.
Okay. But
Leicester, who else? What are I don't even remember their names. So much they didn't matter.
Leicester, Southampton, and the
Ipswich
team I'm about to talk about, Ipswich Town, sure.
They were radioactive trash. Just radioactive trash.
Yeah. Took them 32 years, I think it was, for the Premier League to return to Portman Road, and as quickly as they're up, they say goodbye. They say goodbye with a pretty lackluster, I think that's best, against another horrible team this year in West Ham. They lose 3-1 at home. Now, I'm just wondering if there's what the market is for Mo Kudus. If they could find
from West Ham.
He only scored 5 goals this year. Last year he had 8 when I thought he was really good, and I thought this year he looked good. He had only 5 goals though. Maybe the fact that Jared Bowen missed so much time put a damper on that, because he would link up with him quite a bit. I don't know if there is. I think West Ham is basically going to run it back. Liam Delap wasn't even allowed to play until the 70-something minute.
What a nosedive in his stock.
Well, as soon as he started shopping himself around and thinking, oh, he deserves Champions League play, he was kind of stapled to the bench for quite a bit of this. So he
pissed off Kieran McKenna. That's what he did.
You piss off your coach, and you're gonna get it, and he got it. And so the rumor's still.
Who the hell does he think he is?
It's ridiculous.
Who the hell does he think he is? Like him and Matthias Cunha, y'all have done nothing in your careers to demand.
Has talent, but he is a trash teammate.
He's horrible. He's absolutely shitty. If this report of him saying he demanded Man United's number 7, he demanded it.
Well, Rashford's still sort of on the club.
I'm like, bro, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
No, you're Matthias Cunha.
He's won nothing. He's just going from, what
Matthias
would be
Cunha.
his biggest rival almost. That's how far United's fallen, where Wolves are a big rival of theirs. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Oh, number 10. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Seven is
I don't know if there's
Cristiano and David Beckham.
Yeah, I know Ronaldo had 7 and Beck's at 7.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's an iconic number in Man United lore. 10, Bobby Charlton. Yeah, Bobby Charlton. Yo, Matthias Cunha, what a douchebag.
We're not even talking United yet. I guess we talked Wolves. We skipped
Yeah.
over him.
Yeah.
We can thrash him now, and we're thrashing Delap. Delap probably going to end up.
Keep your mouth shut.
At United.
Keep your mouth shut, man.
I don't know why the rumors are still going around that Chelsea are in the running for Delap. We already got Liam Delap. It's Nicholas Jackson. Same.
Yes.
Thing. It's the same.
The only it's English arrogance. It's another English 9. They think he's worth a damn, but they haven't produced a good 9 since Harry Kane. Yeah, but outside of Harry Kane, the English 9s haven't been either they get hurt, they're great for a couple of years, or they're hurt, or they don't matter. It's not like back in the 90s where you had the Garys, both Garys, then you had Ian Wright, and then you had towards the late 90s you had Robbie Fowler. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not like that. You know what I mean? Where you have options. Who the hell does Liam Delap think he is? Shit, you're not even Daniel Sturgis. You know what I mean? Daniel Sturgis, if he doesn't tear up his knee,
yeah.
England has their 9 for the next 10 years with Harry Kane. Thank God Harry Kane came right next to Daniel Sturgis.
I will never thank God for Harry Kane.
Oh no, exactly. Good point. I wouldn't either. even though Harry Kane,
I will blame him for Harry Kane before I thank him.
Well, you know what? Harry Kane can lie to the public and lie to himself. And
he's got a trophy.
Let me finish.
Such a remarkable.
He can lie to the fans. He can lie to himself. He can lie to anybody, but he can't lie to his heart. We saw you in that Arsenal gear. We saw your head painted red. You were there at the parade for the Invincibles, Harry. You can lie to anybody, but you can't lie to me, and you can't lie. Daniel Sturridge. Daniel Sturridge. Oh, my bad. Daniel Sturridge. Shout out to you, Daniel. He works for Sky Sports now. Roy Keane hates him because he's always disgusted when he talks. Or that's just Roy Keane, maybe.
I'll talk about a couple of guys that work for Sky Sports. All right.
I want to talk about that.
Fulham City. And it may have taken to the last possible match of the season for them, but City do qualify for the Champions League. I don't think it's a big surprise. More of a surprise that it took this long for them. It's Gundogan scoring. Erling Haaland with a penalty, second half to seal it. Only 22 goals for Haaland this year. It's his least number yet. He played the same number of games last year, so you can't blame a damn injury on that one. Funnest part about this match was post-game. And Pep Guardiola taking questions from reporters. One was asking about Jack Grealish and why Pep Guardiola doesn't like him. And Pep Guardiola went off on the poor guy about, what do you mean not liking him? What do you mean not liking him? I have to pick the squad. Nico Lewis, who how I really like him. He didn't get minutes here. What do you mean? Pep Guardiola has the weirdest temper. Sometimes he will just go off on a reporter. I remember that one thing that some Yahoo said something to him out in the street, and he was going to go fight him, and 3 of his guys had to, take him off of him or whatever like that. Pep Guardiola is an interesting cat. And I think the stress has finally maybe gotten to Guardiola, and he doesn't have the guaranteed success. Maybe we're gonna. The bloom is coming off the Guardiola. Could I make that a flower name? Guardiola.
No, it does. No, because it always happens with him.
Yeah.
There's a story of when he was at Barcelona where he kind of ends in like kind of a sour note where he does win the league or something, and it kind of ends kind of badly. And he actually tells Johan Cruyff while he was still alive. Johan, one of his many idols, literally had a direct line to him.
Speaking of Ajax, sure.
Yeah. Speaking of the, Ajax, there's one thing Barcelona will always do is buy the best Dutchman. They always do that. So Johan told him because he was thinking of leaving the year before or the 2 years before he actually left. And Johan told him, do it because you're not feeling it. Like, don't come back. And he said, cool, that's cool. And then he doesn't listen and falls apart with him emotionally, mentally, team-wise, and then he leaves. Either he quit, got fired, whatever. Then he goes to Bayern Munich. And then he then did what Johan did. He leaves Bayern Munich because he's like, I'm done. I think he was there, like 3 years? I think 4 years? I think. I don't know.
Barcelona? I can't remember.
No, at Munich. Munich was like 3 years, right?
Yep.
Like 3 years, 3 years. Because he then listened. And I think it's now with Manchester, he has overextended his play. He's overextended his emotional boundaries. Hit one of his disciples, basically pushed him to the limit and busted out the seams of the team. And then the following year, literally his entire team gets hurt. And he is emotionally panicking. And we all know he's the reason some of the players were bought in January. And he's out here buying 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds who don't speak a lick of English. And you know what I mean? In the back line, so they don't know each other. They're both young. They don't know each other. They haven't established their version of communication. Doesn't matter if they don't speak the same language, but it doesn't matter because that happens a lot in sports. But you need time to then establish your communication when so that you guys get to know each other. So Kuzanov and Victor Reis don't know what they're doing. Can't mix well with the other guys. Kyle Walker's gone. Their metronome is gone. Kevin De Bruyne can't stay healthy. He's done. He's going to Napoli probably.
We'll see.
Shout out to Scott McTominay. He met the Pope. So it's
Leeds United, lifts a trophy. It's everybody's story this year.
Like, yeah, man. So I don't think they're gonna be back next year either. I think they're still gonna be trudging along. Even though they got Omar Marmoush, good player.
Good.
He looked good. He looked good. But the kids in the back trying to mix in with Manuel Akanji and Ruben Diaz and all of them, and quite honestly, I hate everything.
They're not getting any younger.
No, they're not.
They have Rodri.
They got too young.
See, Rodri, who's been rested for almost a year. So,
but that's the thing too, Rob. And when they went younger, they went too young. Maybe. But the thing about it in soccer, though, what's too young anymore?
Don't ask the Chelsea fan. We're gonna say like 11. Is 11 too young? That's
that's what's me. Yeah, exactly. You're telling me there's a 16-year-old, 17-year-old playing left wing for Barcelona, cooking grown men. Is that too young? Not anymore. Apparently, it's 19.
Because very specific example.
Exactly, but like what? Back nowadays, 22, 19 is not young anymore. They can come into your team and contribute. Back in the day, you would have to wait till you're 23, 24 because, you would be a part of the B team and then you would be a bench player. Then you'd be integrated. Florian Wirtz has been a pro for 4 years since he was 16. So 6 years, Florian Wirtz. He tore his ACL in between that, but then he bounced back. He's 22. He walks into this Liverpool team and he starts. Who in the midfield even stops Florian Wirtz? So 22 isn't young anymore. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Chelsea's average squad age was 24 this year.
Exactly. Their oldest person was 28, I think.
20. Do we have anyone 27?
No, isn't Robert Sanchez 28?
I don't know. I don't think he's 28. Maybe 27. I think
probably.
I don't think we had
anybody. He looks 37.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And probably not going to be with us next year. Well, at least not starting. At least that's the hope. Even though supposedly he ended up with like the best save percentage in the league somehow, which is ridiculous. I don't think that's true.
Well, just use your feeder team, Strasbourg.
Well, we did because Jordi Petrovic was awesome. But do we sell Petrovic now? I don't know. There's just too much. There's too many players that they bought too young that they can just sell now.
Yeah, funny enough, you still have Gaga. You still have Gaga.
And Penders is coming. Yeah. Penders is the one that they're
the Swedish kid.
I forget what.
Jorgen? Are we talking about Jorgen?
No, that's the guy who played. That was the guy who was our backup, Philip Jorgensen.
Oh, from
Yeah, no,
Villarreal, right?
Mike Penders. I think he's Dutch.
He's Dutch.
I think he's a Dutchman. I
Okay.
believe he was. I can't remember. No. It was Petrovic that was at Chicago. I can't
Yes.
remember.
Yes, yeah,
We bought what 6 goalkeepers in the last 2 years. So it's
he's
bananas.
Belgian.
Belgium. Oh, there you go. Belgium.
He plays
Close
for
enough.
Genk.
Genk.
Yeah.
There's some fun
He's
names.
19. He's 19. See, he's 19.
6 foot. What is he? 6'7", something like that.
I gotta.
He's a big man.
Go
He's
play
a
some.
big
Go
man
play
already.
basketball, man.
They don't have him in Belgium.
Yeah, they do.
No.
He's
So,
6'7".
yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big guy already.
Hey, man,
We'll
dude. I guess we just found the future of the Belgian defense right there.
Yeah, until we
How do you replace a 6'7" guy with another 6'7" guy? What is that? That's just nonsense. Funny enough, they both played for you.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways, back to the week. Just wanted to wrap up the City match by saying Fulham finished the 11th in the table, otherwise known as their spot.
Yes, the Fulham spot.
In the jigsaw puzzle, like, oh yeah, that's where
Fulham
Fulham
right there. 11 or 10th. One of them.
There you go. Want to talk about your club real quick?
Yeah, we were against Southampton. I don't think we started a lot of the starters. The reason I know that is that Kieran Tierney played. So
well, it's his last match. It's his last match for the club. He's going to go back to Celtic. He plays and he scores.
Yes, he does. I believe he scores, and I don't know who else scored.
You don't know who else scored? Well, first off,
Odegaard in the 90th minute. Yeah.
So it's Odegaard. That Southampton actually tied that thing up, and it was kind of weird there for a few minutes until Odegaard.
Well, Southampton beating us is kind of a thing that we do. You know, I still haven't forgiven you, Theo Wilcott. Not fun. But so yeah, we started Raheem Sterling and Zinchenko. We didn't care about this match.
Yeah,
we didn't we didn't care. I get Kivior and White were started because we're trying to build that relationship. You know what I mean? Because we don't know how healthy Gabriel's going to be and Saliba. Kivior, you got to keep Kivior, man. People have been talking about getting rid of Jakob, like selling him. No. You want to be a championship team, you got to have a solid bench. Jakob Kivior is one of the players you keep. You don't sell them, you keep them. You sell people like Zinchenko or Tierney or Raheem Sterling, you send them back to Chelsea. Thank you, by the way, for paying most of his salary. We appreciate that.
Not all of it.
Yeah,
you guys are on the hook for what was it, $100,000 or £100,000 or something like that?
Oh yeah, because you guys decided to pay him $400,000. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, and then Ethan played a little bit. We're trying to get the kid more reps, trying to integrate him more. But honestly, I don't really care about Arsenal men's this week because something else is more important. Arsenal women won the Champions League. That's all I have to say. Yep. Shout out to my girls. A certain club that wears blue in London has been trying to get for many years and failed miserably a lot of those years. Mm-hmm. And then, Arsenal, being, on a down year, walked right into Lisbon. They walked into Barcelona's trap, walk in the old trap, take your trap. That's what we did, baby. We shut it down, locked it down. Shout out to Leah Williamson.
They had to get a locksmith to come out because they forgot the combination to the trophy case. It's been so long.
Oh, cut the thing off. It's not been so long.
Dust it off.
Unlike your club, who's never won the Champions League, so it's been forever.
Well, they did win. What was it? This is their fourth league title in a row this year.
I think it was sixth, but
yes, they just renamed it Chelsea's League.
Yeah,
featuring
they want the domestic treble.
The Chelsea's Women's Super League.
They want the domestic treble. The only saving grace of Chelsea winning the league. Mm-hmm. The only saving grace, and the other two trophies, FA Cup, Conti Cup. Naomi Girma and Kat Macario got trophies in their name. Shout out to my girls.
Sure.
What did the Canadians do? Nothing.
Ashley Lawrence is on the squad.
Oh, she is. Oh, damn it. Oh, she is. Yeah, she is. She is.
Yeah, she was helping lift a trophy.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember that. All right. Southampton, bye. The second worst team ever in the Premier League. I'm sure he'll be
They
back.
used to be in the. They used to be. I used to see them all the time in the league. Now they're just.
Sure.
Because they used to be a talent. They used to be Brighton. They used to be Brighton.
They had James Ward-Prowse when he was actually
Yeah.
good.
They used to be. I remember when they had Sadio Mane and they had a bunch of youngsters and then they just fell off, man.
Yeah. Well, these things happen.
Yeah.
And no one's going to bed crying every night over Southampton. I can tell you that. Now, let's move on. Champions played. Liverpool at home to Palace. They give up a goal in the 9th minute to Ismail Sarr. They give up a man in the 68th minute. Ryan Gravenberch taking down Daichi Kamada. Last man back. So I don't know. I think that was a straight red, even though he had a yellow. I think you have to give him a straight red for the last man back thing. So I guess that means he misses with the last man back. I guess he misses the first game next year.
First game of next year.
Yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter because Mo Salah decided to pad his golden boot stats in the 84th minute. So there you go, 29 goals for a guy that Chelsea let walk. Pretty cool.
Shout out to the FC Basel legend Mo Salah.
Yeah, think about this every time I see him playing a red shirt. Anyways, Liverpool gets to lift.
Do you think about it the same way with Kevin De Bruyne wearing the other type of blue?
No. I couldn't care less about it.
Really?
Of course, everything bothers me. Every time I see anybody that Chelsea.
Funny enough, Rob. What's funny too is you could have replaced your Belgian 10 Wonderkind with another Belgian 10 Wonderkind.
There's no comparing the two.
Well, let's not act like Kevin De Bruyne is a trash.
He's no Eden Hazard.
I'm just saying you could have replaced him.
There's no replacing Hazard. That's it.
You guys replaced Frank Lampard with Hazard.
Yeah, Frank Lampard. How old was he? And also, he wanted to. He wanted to.
Wait. Time out. Wasn't Eden Hazard like 28 when Kevin De Bruyne was like 18?
Well, yeah, he's also been retired for how many years?
No. When they were at Chelsea together, De Bruyne was really young, and you guys were about to sell him. Hazard
got him. No. We never wanted to sell him. He wanted to go to Madrid.
But when? What age?
Oh, I can't remember. He was still good enough. He was still good enough that he was healthy until he showed up. Over
then he became fat.
He enjoyed some tapas.
Yes, too much tapas.
You like the tapas?
Good wine, some tapas.
Eden Hazard never worked out. Never. He never did anything. He didn't like training. He would just show up and be better than everybody. Like it's remarkable that he played so long. That he played so long at that level and could cook so many.
Yeah, man. Because I believe
he was always hungry. He always wanted another burger or two.
Yeah, because and he metaphorically ate human beings on the field.
He did that. He was a cannibal out there. Yeah. Of course, after the match, they get to lift the trophy. Have to go on to say
he's 34 right now.
Eden Hazard. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was young.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The biggest European trophy he lists though is Europa League with Chelsea. 2. Which is a shame. Yeah,
I think the greatest trophy he ever lifted, period, though, was the Lille League trophy in 2010, right before the PSG dominance.
Yeah,
him winning that Lille trophy. Shout out to Eden Hazard. I think it was him and a bunch of just a bunch of dudes, a bunch of randoms.
him and some dudes.
Just a bunch of randoms because like Lille, because it was just him, bro. It was just him. Funny enough, he didn't win Player of the Year, by the way, that year, which is funny to me. It always made me laugh. Some other guy from, I think it was Kevin Grimiodo from Laurent. That's my best impression.
Just pretty good. Yeah. Laurent.
Rudy Garcia was his manager too, so he didn't even have a good manager. It was just him. It was Eden Hazard just killing.
Yeah. He's good. He was.
And I hate giving Chelsea credit, but Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them finding about Lille.
There you go. I think everybody in the world knew about him. It's just that I think that we won a certain title just before he
Well,
showed up, and I think
well,
that made us swing.
well. Actually, the story is he wanted to go to Arsenal, but his agent was like, "Hey, Roman, pay me an extra 5 million. I'll force him to wear your jersey." And your oligarch, Russian guy was like, "Sure, 5 million. What is that? I have 5 million in my left pocket."
Hard to believe that. Anyways,
Go for it.
about to Liverpool.
You want
Yeah,
you
just
want you
gotta
want
mention, and they yeah, they hold up the trophy, and then there's all the horse shit that happens the next day. There's a
Ah, man,
53-year-old
damn
man
shame, damn
high
shame.
on drugs. They're saying, allegedly. Following an ambulance that was responding to a guy having a heart attack. So they open up the barriers. This guy falls through, ends up hitting what they say is dozens of people.
I think a
Uh,
couple people have passed away.
no, nobody's passed away. There's 7 still in the hospital. There's 7
Who's that
still
one
in the.
person?
Nobody's passed away.
No, because someone said one of them.
No,
Okay,
the biggest charge he has is attempted murder, and he has quite a few of them. They haven't actually officially pressed the charges yet. In England, they take their time.
yeah,
I
they do.
guess. Yeah, I think they have till Thursday, like tomorrow or Friday, to actually do the charges officially. Officially, so they're just crossing their T's, dotting their I's like they do over there. Anyways, uh, good luck to all those people that are still recovering. And yeah, what an asshole! What an asshole!
Piece of
You know
shit.
what they should force them to attend. Southampton games for this.
Yeah, Manchester United games.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, and then quick, we talked about Frimpong going over to Liverpool, and then taking his teammate here. Now it looks like in Wirtz, Frimpong. I think we mentioned last time Trent Alexander-Arnold
Mm-hmm.
got dribbled past 13 times in one game. This guy less than 13 times in an entire season. So it's an upgrade by actually getting a right back, which is not good. Not good
Mm-hmm.
for people that don't like Liverpool.
Yes,
Yeah, we'll see how Wirtz
but
translates.
he,
See how
in
Wirtz translates
Leverkusen.
to there.
Yeah, but if you watch him at Leverkusen, he didn't really play like he was a lot. He played a lot forward.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You can't really
like the guy
because
he's replacing.
yeah. So
One thing you could say about the match on Sunday is uh, the crowd at Anfield actually gave Trent Alexander Arnold a warm send off. It wasn't like the match before where they booed him out of the stadium. Basically, they actually they were a fond farewell to a kid that was with that club since he was 6 bloody years old and just won a championship with them. Won the Premier League won the Premier League, won the Champions League. He's won it all with these guys. They booed him because he wanted to go someplace nicer than Liverpool, which is anywhere really. When you think about it, you could probably go to you know where Bath would be better. Now,
mhm.
moving on. There's three games left. There was 2 Champions League spots up for grabs, and 4 of these clubs were in it. Forest Chelsea, Newcastle at home to Everton, and United hosting Aston Villa. Should we talk about Kara going on about how Chelsea isn't going to make it? They're going to get outclassed by Forest. You know, should we
Forest,
talk
man, what a disappointment they are, man. They were third for most of the year.
disappointment? They were almost relegated last year.
Disappointment
You can be
because
disappointed
no,
in
no,
how it
no,
ends, but a
no.
disappointment,
They're
no way.
disappointment because no, because expectations changed
Mm-hmm.
when the season began. Staying up was the expectation, but as the season goes on, your expectations change. You are three for what 3/4 of the year, basically.
You're in the top 5, anyways.
Yeah, in the top five, you're there, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know Europe, you know England is going to get 5 slots because of Arsenal making it to the semis, and Chelsea making it to the Conference League title, and United and Tottenham making it to the Europa League final.
Villa did well.
Yeah, Villa did well. They made it to the quarters, lost to PSG, who could win it on Saturday.
Pretty well.
So there's that. And you're seventh?
I think it's fantastic for them.
Nah, man, because it's changed, man. Your expectations change, dude.
They lost their striker.
One of them, not the main one. One of them.
Yeah, but to see something like that happen, where you're having, and what happened earlier in the season, something happened too. These guys had a tough road. They had to play at the City Ground. Their owner could be a bit of a menace. It wasn't the circus they had last year with that ridiculous refereeing consultant they had and blaming everybody, and didn't have a point deduction all year. If you would have told any Forest fan, like, hey, guess what? You're going to be playing somewhere in the European leagues next season.
They're getting Europa.
They go crazy. They go
crazy. They're getting Europa League next year.
Yeah, they go crazy if that happens.
They're
No kidding. That's you could be disappointed in where they ended up, considering where they were, but this is not disappointing where they ended up.
I see your point, man. But my Nottingham
Spoiler alert: Chelsea wins, and
Chelsea won 1-0, unfortunately. But
it was a nice goal by a defender who's actually pushing forward. Thank goodness for that. And Levi Cole, had a boy.
All I'll say is this, man. My Nottingham Forest is the Brian Clough Nottingham Forest, where he famously said,
"Yeah." In what, 1980?
Yes, that was 1976. Okay. He said this famous quote: "I may not be the best manager, but I am in the top one."
What an asshole! All right,
Brian Clough.
Speaking of assholes, it was nice that Marinakis, was that the owner's name, Marinakis?
Evelis Marinakis.
So banning Gary Neville.
I agree with it.
Yeah, you want to talk?
I agree.
Stay home.
Okay, so you were calling Gary Neville an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I thought you were calling Marinakis that. No, I agree with him. I agree with Marinakis. I agree with him 110%, because so it all stems again from the heated conversation he has with Nuno. Mm-hmm. I thought he was mad at Nuno for losing to Leicester, because personally I would be mad at Nuno for drawing Leicester. Because even if he was mad about that, it's justifiable anger on Marinakis' part. Like, Leicester 2-2, what the hell are we doing? We're at home.
You get mad at him. You can get mad at him, just not on the pitch.
Yeah. Well.
Don't do it on the pitch.
Fine. But he wasn't even mad at him about that. Apparently, he was mad at him he was mad that something happened to one of their strikers, Tayo Awoni. He was upset.
Pulled up right away.
Yeah, he was upset. Everyone was upset, and he was telling Nuno about how he was upset. And then Gary started talking shit about him on Twitter, like he always does. But here's the thing:
saying he's a gangster and all this other shit.
That isn't the first time he's talked shit about Marinakis and Newcastle and telling everyone to quit. He just keeps, and then he starts crying about how this isn't cool. You're not professional. You're unprofessional, Gary. You are unprofessional. You and your lap dog, Jamie Carragher, are not professional.
And his lap dog, Kara. Yeah. Weirdest voice. Oh my God.
They're both they're unprofessional, both of them. They're highly unprofessional people. Literally they're unprofessional.
A passenger on a Champions League side. Other than that, everyone's shit.
Both of them are. Really.
Neville,
and here's the thing. Here's the thing people keep talking about it all the time, right? The reason people don't rate any of the Manchester United legends anymore, because of what happened at Manchester United during Pizzagate when they beat Arsenal that day. Because let me tell you why. I think subconsciously it is because people started thinking to themselves, are they actually that good? Or did the refs always help them cheat? Like that game. They cheated while the cameras were on them, Rob.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching. We saw the blatant cheating with them and Mike Riley. We saw it. So I think fans started asking themselves, I started asking myself, I don't know if you did, I started asking myself, what were they doing to teams when the games weren't being broadcast that much back in the day? Because let's not act like now we can watch games left and right, Rob. Every game.
all the time.
They're all on demand. But back in the mid 90s, the late 90s, even the early 2000s, it's the on demand, being able to watch any game anywhere where you are. It's kind of a new thing. It's a new thing.
It 17 seasons United went without giving up a penalty at home? Like,
Yes.
come on. What's going on here?
No, exactly. So I started thinking to myself, if they were doing that with the cameras watching them, Arsenal's on their big unbeaten streak, and they were willing to do that on national TV, what were they doing in 1994 and 92 to Blackburn, to Ipswich Town, when the cameras weren't on, where you would have 2 games on national TV?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, what you know what I mean? What was going on then? That's why no one rates these guys. No one rates Rio Ferdinand. No one rates the Nevilles.
I think too many people rate Rio Ferdinand.
No, that's why I don't rate them. That's why no one rates, the Cole, York, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No one rates them.
Owen Hargreaves.
No one rates Nicky Butt.
The Canadian who played for England.
Yeah. Fun, weird fact, the person with the most Premier League titles is a United player, and his name is Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, everyone likes Giggs.
But no one rates him. Why?
Yeah.
Why does no one ever rate him?
He played a long time. How much of it was on the bench?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Like what we all doing with the cameras? Like, that's what Gary thinks. And then, Gary's like, oh, Gary shits on his career. Well, the good, because were you ever really that good? The ref is always going to help you out. You probably cheating all the damn time. You probably were never really that good of a defender. Are you a good defender when you stop someone by kicking them in the knee, and the ref doesn't call a foul? Does that make you a good defender?
Nope.
No, it doesn't. That's why the greatest fullback in English history is Ashley Cole, not you. Ashley Cole, Arsenal legend, by the way.
Where do you win?
He won a Premier League title and multiple FA Cups at Arsenal, Rob. I don't know what you're talking about. He has titles with Arsenal. He won at Arsenal.
A few other things I think he's won in his career, hasn't he?
Ashley Cole, by the way, most FA Cups in English football history, with 7.
Yeah, it's grand total of earnings from those about $45, because this is a long time ago.
Yes.
All right. Chelsea. Chelsea, you're through. Congratulations to us. We're so good.
Nottingham Forest is getting Europa League, so at least they get Europa League. That's good. Shout out to them. They get European nights on a Wednesday or Thursday, whatever the hell that.
Forest get the Conference League. Forest is going to get the Conference League.
Oh, they get Conference? I thought they get Europa.
They get the Conference League because Palace is in Europa League.
Yeah.
And Forest, with that loss and what happens in these other 2 matches, caused them to drop to 7th.
Because if they were 6th, they go Europa.
Right.
Yeah.
Brighton,
1 through 5.
Brighton's out because Chelsea wins.
Yes.
Now, we go to the other 2 matches. First half, Everton and Newcastle, a couple of good saves by each keeper. No score through the first half. At Manchester, we have United all over Villa. Maybe 5-6 good chances in the first half, including who was it that made that horrible back pass? I'm trying to think.
One of those shitties.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a horrible back pass by a Villa player, and it's taken up by Rasmus Højlund near midfield. Emi Martinez has run out of his box to meet him halfway.
What a moron!
Jump into him.
What a moron!
Emi Martinez. It's an easy red card, and it's not a penalty because of how far out he was. Easy red card. He has to be replaced, and Villa's going to go down a man in a match they weren't in. So they also probably Emi Martinez's last match at Villa, so that's how he's going to be remembered. But we go back to St. James Park.
Mm-hmm.
Everton takes the lead over them in the 65th minute or something like that? Now, They hold on to the lead throughout the rest of the match. Newcastle loses at home. Huge moment for Aston Villa. Except for one thing. Well, we'll get into that. 73rd minute over at Old Trafford. Morgan Rogers running into the box. Altay Baindir, they didn't start Onana at home. Didn't want him to get booed off the field or whatever in the last game. So they start Baindir. He fumbles the ball in the box. Rogers nicks it out and scores. As he's kicking it into the net, the ref blows his whistle. The ref's name is Thomas Bramall. All right, Thomas Bramall, up to that point in the season, had only refereed 11 matches, and this is what's going to cause some concern for Villa or whatever. But we're going to get into them in a second. So because he blows the whistle, instead of letting it go, letting VAR decide. VAR can now, even though they started reviewing it, they cannot
recommend anything.
They can't recommend anything because the play was blown dead. He blew the play dead. Seconds after that, United goes down, heads in a goal. You take a 1-0 lead. That was Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo.
The only good thing Man United has all year.
Yeah, they sure like that kid and stuff too, but the guy needs to eat a sandwich. But near the end of the match, a poor penalty is called. Ball's outside the thing. The two guys come in together. Bramall calls a penalty. Christian Eriksen had come on for his last match or whatever in United. He scores the penalty. It's a nice one straight up the middle. So Villa blows it. They lose 2-0. To United. So they're going to finish in the 6th spot. They're going into the Europa Leagues. You were saying before about they were robbed. They were not. They got their asses handed to them from the start of the match to the end. It was a terrible decision by Martinez to run out there to take a man off. That goal, sure, yes, they got robbed of that. At 1-0,
you could have still lost 2-1.
They still could have lost 2-1 because they were that bad. They were terrible. That was their only. They only had one shot on net. They had one shot on net the entire game, and a match they needed to have.
I see your point
Against United.
They were pretty bad.
They blew it. So,
well, no, thank you. Another reason for the Arteta out pro Unai Emery crowd.
Sure.
This is what Unai Emery was doing at Arsenal. He would give you a little nuggets of goodness, and then he would concede 25 shots to Watford.
You know when Villa lost the Champions League? When they sold John Duran in January.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
And man, it was a lucrative offer, man. It was, what was it, like 80 million?
Sure.
For him.
Revisit in the summer.
Yeah, 80 million for him. He's probably getting paid a lot of money per week because he went to one of the PFI, Saudi Pro Fund, the PFI, one of the PFI teams, the ones that are run by the country. So there's that. But yeah, man.
Yep. You had Watkins, you had Duran, you had your middle of the pitch down. Two guys that can lead the line. Now you're successful, and you just took it away for no reason. I still say no.
Because you have a phenomenal 10 in Morgan Rogers. Wait, does he play 10 or does he play winger?
I think he's a winger.
Okay, winger. Oh yeah, I knew nothing about Morgan Rogers until that Arsenal game early on in the season when we were in Birmingham. Fun enough, we'll talk about the best saves of the year. One of them actually happened in that game. He bossed that game. It's just that Ollie Watkins couldn't finish. Just couldn't finish at all. Couldn't finish.
Not a terrific season for Ollie Watkins to his standards.
Yes.
To his standards.
Which you know what? If we want to revisit Ollie Watkins in the summer, here's 30 million.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's not much.
You're just going to sell everybody up front. Like, how are you going to replace him? How can you replace him? You can't replace him now.
Yeah, you chose Ollie over
Ollie over
John.
Duran because he's English. Because he's English, and I don't think he was selected by Tuchel into this latest friendly. Anyways, that's it.
Funny enough, he should have started that Euro final, but that's just another conversation for another day.
Now, they had a guy that kept coming off the bench for that squad. It was pretty good. Now, two things. So, Premier League sent out their nominees for goal of the year, the save of the year, 10 nominees each. We're not going to go through them all. Goal of the year, as decided by Ferris among those. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I was looking at it, man. Man, some of them goals, man. Some of them goals were amazing.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. I'm gonna go. If you told me it was Duran or Marmouche, I wouldn't argue.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't argue with them. Harry Wilson's was nice because he did a little back heel and then he twirled.
The little jump kind of thing.
Yeah. Nicholas Jackson, it was pretty much the pass, but it was a great pass.
That's a fantastic pass.
It was an amazing pass. But the thing is, was that pass better than John Duran's long range strike or Marmouche's? I like long range passes that go top bins because you got to be precise with it or you'll sail it. I'm going to go Duran against Everton.
I went with almost the exact opposite, but I think I just like Marmouche's. When I say the exact opposite, it's basically the same goal, but just the way he found the space. And maybe there's a recency bias in it too. It's just that's the one goal that I went, whoa, that was a breathtaker. To score from, 32 yards out. And just to put it where he did was fantastic. Save of the year. There's a couple of choices for Raya. I thought maybe you'd be interested.
Honestly, I looked at all of them.
Yep.
One of them is the winner. Raya's against Aston Villa or the one against United. Either one is the best.
Yeah, the one where he puts it up against the bar and then has to jump to his right. That's fantastic.
Villa. That's Villa.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go with Villa because with the United one, he blocks it, then he has to run back and sweep it off of the line, right? Yeah. But the Villa one,
I did like how it almost had some backspin to it and stuff like that.
But the Villa one, so he misplays it. He misplays it, and then it hits off, right? And he's on the ground, looking at the heavens, and Ollie Watkins is right there, and Ollie just hits it with his head. Any other day, Ollie Watkins scores that goal. Mm-hmm. But David Raya said, "Not so fast, my friend."
Yeah.
And that one is probably the better of the two because it wasn't that Ollie Watkins, was off target with that shot. He was on target. It was on target. And David Raya just got up faster and swiped it quicker. And he got it. I'm gonna go with that one.
And that happened in August, I believe. Maybe that's the thing that just killed Watkins' season. Seeing that is like,
yeah, because strike man nines.
It just took his confidence.
Man, because nines, man, it's a conference based position, right?
Yeah,
you're scoring, you're feeling good. He doesn't just miss that one. He misses another one. He misses two sitters. Rob,
that's how he'd start. Yeah.
He missed two sitters. They should have beaten us we should have been down 2-0 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
We should have been down 2-0 in the first half. But Ollie Watkins David Raya stopped him, and then the other one he missed. He just missed it wide.
Yep. Yeah. That and the Euros and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, no, with the Euros though, he actually played good in the Euros. Mm-hmm. So he was coming into the season with confidence.
Yep.
I remember, they subbed him in the semifinal game. He scores the game-winning goal. So Ollie Watkins is like, I'm coming in this season proving a point. Like I said, he should have started the final because we find out that Harry Kane is playing with a back injury. So he's hurt. So your striker's hurt and your wonder boy is playing like shit. You should have started Cole Palmer and Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Funny enough, how your
You
actual
could have said you should have started Cole Palmer for every game of that goddamn.
well, funny enough, how your actual golden boy who plays right wing, you had to make him play left wing because you decided to sign no left backs because you thought Luke Shaw was going to be healthy. So you forced your actual golden boy to play left back because your other wingers are not that multi-versatile and they're pretty much one-note players that they are.
There you go. Just so you know, I picked the Emi Martinez save with his left hand with the header coming down against Forrest, stopping it on the line just from where it was. The proximity of
it
the
hits
header.
The line. No, it hits the line.
Yeah, he holds it and pushes out.
Yeah,
holds it and pushes it out. I thought it was fantastic.
Was,
and it's his left hand. Then he had to go down and get.
Funny enough, if this was
they do end up losing that match.
Yes, they do. No offense, Rob. Somebody's were in losses,
and he was terrible. He was terrible the rest of that match.
Yeah, funny enough, Rob. A lot of these were in losses or draws.
Yeah,
yeah. So a lot of these were not. I think the only victory was the David Raya one, and I think Martin Dubravka drew. No, they beat Wolves 3-0. My bad. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of these were in a lot of losses or draws. Funny.
We have one last thing to talk about, and that's your wizardry, your black magic you used on our sleep wrap this year. We went for the sleep wrap. We went for pick 'em league. You got 193 points this year. First.
Yes, I did.
You beat Adelia by 20. Adelia beats me by 1 point. I was at the bottom. I was at the bottom only because Trevor
he just gave up.
Like 3 weeks. He's like,
well, you know,
he remembered he's a Tottenham fan. He's like,
Spurs fans,
and I've had enough of this.
Are okay with being losers.
And just another thing from my point, we all finished with five medals or like 5 points each or whatever in the final week. They give the gold to Adelia. Silver to you, me bronze. Why am I never get the gold?
Wait, why does Adelia get gold? Shouldn't
it's happened to you. It's happened. You've gotten it.
No, I know, but shouldn't I get gold because I'm the overall winner?
No. Well, you got gold. You get the gold for the overall win, just not the weekly win.
Yeah, what do I get though? I got to talk to Adelia.
Yeah, you got a
just like bragging rights.
A firm handshake.
Thank you, my good sir.
All right. That's it for starting 11, 24, 25. Ferris.
Yes, it is.
We've had some laughs, had some tears, some celebration.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're really just gonna move past this.
What's this? What did we forget?
Today?
Oh boy.
In Europa Conference League.
Yeah.
Chelsea beat Real Betis.
Typical Chelsea, terrible first half, and the second half, absolutely phenomenal. 4 goals. Cole Palmer, 2 incredible assists in this, but we had to keep mentioning they were playing Real Betis. This is a league. Hopefully, we will never play it again.
Conference League. It's very clear. Conference League is not for teams like Chelsea in the sense that they have too many firepower. Conference League was created for teams in the top 5 leagues who are always in the 10 or like the 8 to 12 range.
Yeah,
that's what they are. They're for the Real Betis.
England should be offering the team that wins the championship, like places first in the championship, not the championship playoffs. So whoever finishes first in the championship,
Leeds United,
like it would be Leeds.
Yeah.
Like
because people have been saying like, oh, West Ham won the first ever one. That's kind of what this was for the teams like West Ham who couldn't get Europa League, who are always 10th
because they're West Ham.
Yeah, because they're West Ham. So they're Conference League teams like West Ham. And it
was created because a lot of other people wanted to make more money somehow.
That too. Yeah, of course it's a money grab, but it was also for like teams like Fiorentina and in Italy, Olympiacos.
Yeah, I was going to mention Olympiacos
won it
because now, they won it. Now Marinac is going to be the first guy who's owned 2 different clubs at the same time who could have both be Europa Conference.
Olympiacos, by the way, is now in Champions League. I don't know how, but they are. Because I guess their coefficient got bumped up because they wanted, maybe, probably. But like they're free. They are for the Real Betises. They're the I would say Villarreal's, but Villarreal's won Europa League a lot of times, so like not for them.
That's not a Villarreal.
Yeah, so like Real, say a Real Betis. That's in Spain. Like Real Betis. I don't remember any other Spanish teams. I don't really know mid-table Spanish teams. I know top table.
Nobody does.
And
everybody only knows like 4 Spanish teams tops.
Yeah. So Celta Vigo. It's like Celta Vigo, Rayo Vallecano, Osasuna, Mallorca. Like those are the teams, right? Those are the teams that get. Real Betis is getting Europa League this year with Celta Vigo, and Rayo Vallecano was getting conference. But yeah, that's what this was created for. It's for them.
It almost made me feel bad to see all those Betis fans and players somehow absolutely weeping after this match. Like they really wanted the Conference League championship.
Well, see, Rob, funny enough, Rob. Right? So there's I don't know.
By the way, only one club in Europe has won now everything.
In Europe, yes, it's Chelsea.
We've done it. But that also means, like if Liverpool or Man City's ever does it, I'd be more than happy for them to do it.
Yeah, because it proves that they've fallen off of a cliff. But you keep talking about, Rob. I'm a shout. Copa 90. There's his YouTube channel. Shout out to them. Shout out to Eli Mengen. He's a soccer journalist based out of Australia. He did these things where he would highlight teams. He went on a story where teams that were habitual losers. A couple of years ago, a lot of them were up to win their first major trophy in years. One of them was Real Betis. Sure. They won Copa del Rey. They won Copa del Rey a couple years ago with Hector. The only reason I know is that Hector Bellerin was one of the winners. They are a team. They're cursed. They're losers. They know they're losers. They always lose. The fans know it. They know it. But they're also one of the biggest clubs in all of Spain. Outside of Real Madrid and Barcelona, Real Betis is huge because they know what they are. That they're okay with. If they win, they win. But if they lose, that's the rule, not the exception. The exception is they win. So them losing in a final, they're sad, but a lot of the fans are like
used to it.
The fans are like
like the players
because
absolutely sobbing
because they've been trying to change their history these past couple years. You win Copa del Rey, you try to win Conference League, you want to win trophies. They did qualify for Champions League. They were 10 points out of Europa. They were 10 points behind Villarreal for the Champions League spot.
I wonder if they try and use their Europa money to keep Antony, who was just dominated today. By the way, he did nothing. He did nothing except for headbutt Enzo Fernandez when he was down and got a yellow but no red out of it. So
that's what it is.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, Chelsea goes into next season as champions of something. They're going to carry that championship swagger just the same way West Ham did a couple of years ago. And I believe they got rid of David Moyes that year. David Moyes, by the way, one thing we should say before getting
out of Moisey.
I kept saying like all year is when's Moyes Moyes isn't even signed for next year. It's like that was a mistake. I don't know why I was thinking it was a 6 month contract. No, it was a 2.5 year contract that he signed. He's more than
he's staying, baby. Shout out to Moisey.
He's comfortable over there at the new park they'll have next year when we get back to this starting 11 done for the season. Maybe we'll come in and do some Club World Cup stuff, but this it won't be a daily, maybe a wrap up thing. If something interesting's happened, maybe I'll just do some
Club World Cup. Speaking of a money grab, what a sham.
Too much football.
Yeah,
give it a rest.
No, here's the thing, bro. Players just say no.
They can't.
No, they can, If the entire team says no, what are you gonna do?
Lose
Get rid of everybody?
Lose money. A lot of money.
If every player says
You
no,
don't. Yeah. Where are you gonna play? Where are you gonna play?
so honestly,
There's one governing body for soccer. One. Pick a spot where you're gonna play if they say you can't.
Well, no, I'm telling the players say no.
All right. Pick a spot where you're gonna play. There's gonna be someone who's gonna want your spot. You're not allowed to play. You don't want to play? Fine. You don't get to.
But I'm just saying, Rob, if Lamine Yamal and Kylian Mbappe and like all those top players, Harry Kane, all the top players say no.
Yeah.
You're gonna find another me?
Yeah. Maybe you can start your own league then with all this money that you guys have saved up.
Honestly, bro.
Because you're not making another dime anywhere that FIFA is involved with. It's a FIFA thing. It's a FIFA thing. This isn't.
They'll bar them from FIFA?
For sure. If they say no to something, they're to say no. You can't play. Are you crazy?
So like you may never ever participate in the World Cup, basically.
That's how these guys have the sword of Damocles, FIFA.
Oh, yeah, that's a damn shame. Dude, they're criminals, bro. They're corrupt. They're corrupt. The corruption is still there.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
But they govern themselves. They govern themselves. They have their own anthem.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, man. Yep. The corruption never left when they got rid of Sepp Blatter. They didn't.
No.
It's just that he was replaced with a person who can do corruption right. He didn't. He doesn't make.
Sepp Blatter did it pretty good.
No, but I'm saying, but then but the problem with Sepp Blatter is he got a little too big for his britches, and then he pissed off America. Then America was like, "We're going to start investigating you. You don't piss us off." Because America is that habitual child that cries when it doesn't get his way. So when they didn't get the World Cup,
Blatter ever do any time?
No, he didn't.
No.
He didn't. He should have.
He's pretty good at corruption.
Yeah, that's true.
Like mountains of evidence.
Speaking of corruption,
we're not even talking about city.
Yeah, we're not even talking about city. But speaking of corruption, we don't value it because we run a clean program here.
That's true. You're right.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. But guys, thank you so much for watching, listening all year. Say goodbye. I guess we should say it first. For Adelia, the show cannot be done without, on a whole, maybe an episode can be done without her. The show itself, forget about it. Ferris, thank you so much for stepping up.
Thank you for
showing up as we drag this closer to the supersized episode to send you on your way. 24-25. Watch for some Club World Cup shenanigans, possibly. Maybe getting a chance to do a live stream, as it's going to be in your neck of the woods this very summer. And I just mean
so much money I can't go.
I just mean the United States of America.
Oh,
that's all.
Well, that and the Gold Cup.
Well, yeah, the Gold Cup. Boy, oh boy. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Actually, there's a Canadian friendly coming up. Canada versus Haiti for the women.
We're against Turkey.
Playing here in Winnipeg pretty soon. Thank you all again for starting 11. We will see you next season. Come on, you Blues. It's the color. Blue's the color.
Come on, you Blues. You stole our slant.
It's everybody's. It's not a come on, you Gunners. It's not come on, you Spurs. Okay. It's not come on, you Hammers. Just Blues.
Come on, you Spurs just sounds weird.
Coys. It's always acronym.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Let's go Gunners.
Oh boy.
Yay. Oh man.
As he tries to figure things out.